Camera rolling.
Don't mind Joe's shirt. Joe, show the camera your shirt.
Joe.
You guys, look at his shirt. He
Not
roots for the wrong team. You're rooting for the wrong team. That's the problem.
Go Lakers!
Go Lakers! For life.
Hi guys, welcome back to Rumor Patrol. Happy Friday, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Katie Krause, joined by, of course, Deidre Behar.
Hello.
A big week, especially in the case of Lindsay Lohan, you guys.
Big week is the understatement of the century.
Why don't you run down story number one for us?
Yes.
It's a little chaotic.
It's a little chaotic. There's a lot of sticky details, but the basic gist of it is, as I'm sure you guys heard, Lindsay Lohan was arrested for the umpteenth time on, what was it, Wednesday night? Early Thursday morning?
Early Thursday morning around 4 a.m.
Yes. She was arrested for punching a woman inside of a nightclub. Apparently it was some sort of a misunderstanding. Lindsay thought the woman was gaining the affection of Max George from The Wanted, who we love.
He's very cute, I understand.
He's very charming. Apparently the woman is already married. She was not interested in Max in the slightest, but Lindsay had been drinking heavily. Who knows what sort of thoughts were going on inside her brain, and she just automatically
decked
her on the cheek. So Lindsay got arrested. She was taken to court or to the precinct. Her assistant had to bail her out. Just another day in the crazy life of Lindsay Lohan.
And speaking of her assistant, actually, he was kicked out of the vehicle, apparently, that they were originally in because he was calling her dad. And then he tweeted, and this is before the arrest, and said, quote, "At Lindsay Lohan, after bailing you out last night, I hope and pray you get the help you so desperately need. We are all rooting for you." And then he said, "Life is not a movie, it's a reality that needs to be faced."
Can we do a quick little applaud for Mr. Assistant?
I don't think that the father was the person that he should have called, because everybody knows that Michael Lohan, the first thing he does when anything happens to his daughter is he calls the press. I'm not sure why he has not learned his lesson. I know we've talked about this numerous times before, but you need people in your life that you can trust, that you can count on, that you can depend on, who really solely have your best interest at heart. I'm sure Michael Lohan cares about his daughter, but you cannot be calling
the media
and the press and then blaming Dina Lohan. It's like this circus that never ends.
I think at the root of it, at like the very core of it, is a big health issue. It is a mental health issue. It's a substance abuse issue. Lindsay could die, honestly. It's a really sad, morbid thought, but she could die if she doesn't nip this problem in the bud. She's tried rehab numerous times before, and we were talking about this earlier. She needs to not go to a glamorous rehab in Malibu, which is like 50 grand a month, and you know, you're bringing breakfast in your room, and it's, you know, cool out by the beach. She needs to go somewhere a little more hardcore that's really going to teach her the value and importance of life, because she needs to start valuing that.
I completely agree, and you know, Radar Online said that there was cocaine involved on Wednesday night when they were at Avenue nightclub. So I agree with you. I know that there's several different rehabilitation clinics around the country that are just what she needs, that really teach her self-control, because for this to consistently happen, and she was just charged with another 3 crimes for her car accident that she was in on PCH back in June. Remember, she crashed her Porsche and she tried to say her assistant was driving, but actually she was the one.
So she lied to a cop.
Driving, so she lied to the cop. And it's like, oh, the hardest thing is that she places blame on everyone else. It's everyone else's fault except for hers.
Everyone.
Always. And Dina Lohan is the same way. Remember that Dr. Phil interview that she did? And it was Dina Lohan accusing Dr. Phil of putting her on the spot and asking all these ridiculous questions. And it's like, no, you need to own up to your actions. And I think that's...
We heard it in the arrest video from the other night. Lindsay got arrested, and all she kept saying to the cops was, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And it's like, no, we're not kidding you. You punched someone, so obviously you're going to be arrested. That is not appropriate. You can't walk around New York City punching people. So all in all, you and I agree she needs to go to rehab, not jail, rehab.
I think not for 1 month, not for 2 months, not for 3 months. I don't think you can put a time limit on rehab. I think she needs to go until she is healthy again, until she is back to the Lindsay Lohan that we all grew to adore and love back in Freaky Friday, Parent Trap, even Mean Girls. I know that's sort of when everything started going down for her, but
we wish her all the best and hope she gets the necessary help she needs, like her assistant said.
I agree.
All right, what is rumor number 2?
Well, rumor number 2 has to do with another child star. That is Angus T Jones. He, of course, slammed his CBS sitcom this week, 2.5 Men. He did an interview with the Forerunner Chronicles, which is basically a Christian site.
YouTube network.
He
puts out the man behind it, Christopher Hudson. He puts out these like inspirational, I suppose if you believe in what he's saying, inspirational videos, trying to encourage people to believe in his ideologies. Angus T Jones, latest celebrity who's hopped on the bandwagon.
Really believes. Yes. And a couple highlights. Well, let's actually roll the clip. We have a clip of this.
Okay, great.
Like, I mean, Jake from 2.5 Men means nothing. He is non-existent character. He's 2.5 Men. If you watch 2.5 Men, please stop watching 2.5 Men. I'm on 2.5 Men. I don't want to be on it. Please stop watching it. Please stop filling your head with filth. Please.
And he also went on to say, if I'm doing any harm, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be contributing to the enemy's plan. You cannot be a true God-fearing person and be on a television show like that.
Right.
But then he sort of apologized, and then Charlie Sheen spoke out and sort of slammed Chuck Lorre, who is, of course, the man behind 2.5 Men, and then offered Angus T Jones a role on his show on FX, Anger Management. So what do you make of this Angus T Jones drama, shall we say?
I think it's really interesting. Honestly, I think Chuck Lorre is brilliant at making quality television, and people who work with him are privileged to work with him. But I think it's really interesting that not one but 2 people have now completely spiraled out of control after working on a show with him for so many years. Entertainment Weekly pointed out a cool analysis of what's been going on, and I think it's interesting. Charlie's meltdown is the complete polar opposite of Angus's meltdown, because Charlie attacked the crew like he hates Chuck Lorre, but he really stood by the show. He's like, the show is great. The show, attracts so many comedy lovers every single week. And then if you look at Angus was like, I love the cast, I love the crew, I'm so sorry, but he thinks the show is complete filth.
Right.
So I think that that's kind of interesting, that the young perspective and the older perspective, the religious perspective versus the non-religious perspective, I think that that's kind of interesting to compare. But nonetheless, what are they serving on the set of that show?
Yeah, what
is going on?
And now a new report just came out early this morning, actually, saying that Miley Cyrus, who of course was a guest star this season, she was
cute.
She was good old Missy, that Southern Spitfire.
Sassy, yes.
They're saying that she could actually replace Angus T Jones on the show. I think that might be a good idea. It would give her maybe what she wants. It would give Angus what he wants. He's not really even on the show that much because his character is, I think, in the Army, I believe. So he's always like calling in via Skype.
Yeah, he joked that he's only been on the show via Skype this season.
Yes, and that it's a little bit boring, and that's why he loved having Miley on the show. So I think maybe that would be a good direction for the show to possibly go in.
Totally. And if Miley really wants to focus on, being a wife in the future, or really kind of just settling down, not traveling, not touring, I think 2.5 Men would be a great, great way for her to continue her career in entertainment, but still be stationary in LA.
I agree. Well, we'll see what happens with her album that she's putting out very soon.
Oh yes, very exciting.
Well, let's move on to our last rumor.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Really kind of quick. Us Weekly put out on the cover of their magazine this week that Jessica Simpson is pregnant again. So kind of quick, she only had baby Maxie a few months ago, but if she is pregnant, we wish her all the best. We think that Eric and her make a fantastic couple.
Yeah.
And they're great parents. What do you think? Do you think she is pregnant?
I think she could be. I think it's interesting that a rep for her refused to comment on Us Weekly's story, and they actually mentioned Us Weekly in the statement that they put out. So I think that could be interesting. It's also good to point out that she did sign that really lucrative deal with Weight Watchers very recently, so I'm not sure how that would affect the deal, obviously.
Being paid millions of dollars to lose weight, but then you become pregnant, and you obviously have to be eating properly and enough to feed not only yourself, but the baby.
Another human.
Yeah, so not sure how that'll all pan out, but I think it is interesting that her rep didn't deny it, because if it wasn't true, wouldn't you deny it?
Right, exactly. So if she is pregnant, I'm ecstatic for her, and of course for Eric.
Of course. And baby Maxie will be a big sister.
Yes, Maxwell Drew Johnson. I like that name.
The cutest.
Yeah, very cute. Well, let's run down all 3 stories from this week.
Yes, go ahead and hit us up below in the comments section. Tell us what you think is going on with little Lindsay Lohan. Is she just spiraling out of control? What is going on with her? Let us know what you think is going on with Angus T Jones, and if you'd maybe like to see Miley Cyrus replace replace him on 2.5 Men. And of course, let us know if you think Jessica Simpson is pregnant again.
Go ahead and leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. We always try and respond to each and every one of you. And then you can also like us on Facebook, like this video, and even tweet us, because Deidre and I also always respond to you guys.
How often?
Always.
How often?
Always.
Always.
And then most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Pretty please, and tell a friend about us. That would be awesome.
Tell your parents about us.
Do it.
Tell your cousin who's away at college about us.
Yes.
Just spread the word, please.
Awesome. Well, have a great weekend, you guys, and we will see you back here on Monday for another episode of Rumor Patrol.
Bye.